A lot of well-behaved children are not actually okay. I used to think someone hits the jackpot because their kids were so easy. You know, never caused a scene, always polite. But after working with children for years, I realized something completely heartbreaking. Sometimes they aren't just easygoing. They've already learned at a very young age to stay small, to not inconvenience anyone, to not speak too loudly, to never, make mistakes. What we mistake for good behavior is actually a deep lack of confidence. They are already struggling with low self-esteem. As parents, we often focus on the surface. We wonder why they're so sensitive or scared of everything. But those behaviors are not just personality traits. They are massive red flags of low self-esteem. Today, I want to talk about the 6 signs many parents completely miss and what we can actually do about them. Not as perfect parents, but as real parents trying to raise emotionally healthy kids. So, sign number 1, your child is afraid to speak up. Maybe they never raise their hand in class, or they whisper. They have ideas, but they just look down. We adults usually think, oh, they're just shy. Actually, no. Many of them are not afraid of speaking. They are afraid of being wrong, because somewhere along the way, they learned that mistakes lead to criticism. I remember one time my older daughter, Kimberly, was trying so hard to tell me a story, and honestly, I was just so tired. Regretfully, I interrupted her. I corrected the words she was using. I kind of rushed the whole story. Suddenly, Kimberly just stopped talking. That moment hit me hard, because children don't lose their confidence all at once. It happens little by little. So, what can we do instead? When your child talks to you, just slow down. Even if the story takes absolutely forever, even if it makes 0 sense yet, let them finish. Because confident children are not children who speak perfectly. Confident children are children who feel safe enough to speak imperfectly. Try saying, "I'm listening," or "That sounds important." Because sometimes building self-esteem begins with simply feeling heard. Moving on to sign number 2, your child cares way too much about what others think. Like if someone says you're weird, they completely fall apart, and they remember it for weeks. Or maybe they constantly ask you, "Are you mad at me?" or "Do you still love me?" Deep down, these kids are carrying a really heavy fear. They think, if I disappoint people, I might lose their love. I mean, let's be honest. Many of us grew up believing love had to be earned, right? Good grades, good behavior, always being obedient. So, without even realizing it, we kind of pass that exact same pressure onto our own kids. But here is what we can do instead. Your child needs to know that love does not disappear when they make mistakes. Try looking them in the eye and saying, "I love you even when you're having a hard day." Remind them you don't need to be perfect. Because children with healthy self-esteem don't believe they must perform to be lovable. They simply believe, even when I struggle, I am still safe. Okay, sign number 3. Your child always gives in. They never ask for what they want. They always let other kids choose the game first. They just say, anything is fine, literally all the time. And at first, adults look at that and think, wow, what an easygoing kid. But sometimes, those children aren't easygoing. They have just learned that their opinions don't matter. Children build confidence through small moments of autonomy, tiny decisions. With my younger daughter, Georgia, I actually started doing this on purpose every morning. I stop and give her simple choices. What shirt do you want today? Or which book should we read tonight?
These moments might look ridiculously small to us, but to a child, these tiny opportunities make them feel like, hey, my voice matters too. And day by day, that is exactly how they quietly build their identity.
Moving on to sign number 4, your child is terrified of failure. Maybe they give up immediately when something feels difficult, or they just melt down after losing a bare, simple game. Some kids refuse to even try, and underneath that fear is usually this really dark belief: if I fail, I am a failure. Listen, children who fear mistakes usually aren't weak, they're just scared. Scared of disappointing us, scared of feeling ashamed, scared of no longer feeling good enough. So, what can we do instead? We have to stop focusing only on the outcomes. Instead of just saying, wow, you got an A, try noticing their effort, their courage, their persistence. Say things like, you worked really hard on that, or I'm so proud of you for not giving up. Because real resilience grows when children feel valued well beyond their performance. Sign number 5. Your child avoids other children. You know the scene. They stand at the edge of the playground just watching, wanting to connect, but too afraid to join in. My husband Frank used to look at this and just say, go play, don't be shy. But fear doesn't disappear just because we push them harder. Sometimes children avoid social situations because deep down they believe nobody will want me there anyway. What we need to do instead is start small. One familiar friend, one safe environment, just one successful interaction at a time. And honestly, the most important thing is creating a home where your child feels completely emotionally accepted. Because children who feel deeply accepted at home, they slowly become brave enough to face the outside world. And finally, sign number 6. Your child constantly puts themselves down. Out of all of them, this one breaks my heart the most. It's when a child starts saying things like, I'm stupid, or I'm bad at everything, or I can't do anything right. Because at that point, the problem is no longer just a behavior. The child has started turning their pain into their identity. What we absolutely must do instead is be careful with our labels, even the joking ones, like calling them lazy or too sensitive, dramatic, or careless. Because children repeat our voices in their heads long after we forget saying those words. Instead of attacking the child, talk about the behavior. So not, you're careless, but rather, hey, this mistake happened because we rushed. Let's try slowing down next time. One attacks their identity, the other teaches growth.
I think one of the biggest misunderstandings about confidence is that parents believe kids become confident through praise alone. But real self-esteem is built through relationship. Through thousands of tiny moments where a child feels, I am heard, I am respected, I am safe. And most importantly, I am still loved even when I struggle. Honestly, I still make mistakes as a mother. I still lose my patience sometimes. I still say things I really wish I could take back. But I think what matters most is that our children feel we are trying to understand them, not just control them. Because truly confident children are not children who never fail. They are children who know, even when I am imperfect, I am still worthy of love. Thank you so much for being here. You're doing a great job. I'll see you in the next one.